News at 11.
Florida Governor Ron DeSantis wraps up part of his speaking tour in Hillsdale tonight amid speculation that he's making a run at the White House. It is our top story tonight at 11. Thanks for joining us. I'm Sherry Jones.
And I'm Siobhan Klemfer. Republican Governor Ron DeSantis is proud of Florida and made that clear as he traveled to Midland and Hillsdale, highlighting what his state has done under his watch.
And his time in Michigan was on the list of stops that he's made in politically important states.
Josh Sanchez listened to the speech at Hillsdale College and is here now with his message to Michigan. Josh?
Sherry, Siobhan, DeSantis called on the crowd to carry the responsibility of upholding what he calls American values. And a University of Michigan debate expert says the way DeSantis is going about his state tour has the markings of a campaign trip.
We're going on offense in the state of Florida.
After a Republican fundraiser in Midland, Florida Governor Ron DeSantis took the stage at Hillsdale College to highlight where he stands on certain policies, from pushing back on the way the federal government handled the COVID-19 pandemic.
We in Florida drove the stake in the heart of COVID authoritarianism in this country,
to changing education standards on civics and history and cracking down on school curriculums that include diversity, equity, and inclusion.
We're not going to teach our students to hate this country or to hate each other. No, we are actually going to teach kids that they should be judged as individuals and that it's their content of their character that matters, not the color of their skin.
He says Florida has gone from a swing state to a red state because of his administration's work across multiple levels of government. Aaron Call is the director of debate at the University of Michigan. He says stops in key political states like Michigan and Iowa give the impression of what he called a shadow campaign. Call says focusing on his accomplishments gave DeSantis a base to promote his policies at a large scale.
The speech tonight was really talking about the Florida model and what he's done in Florida and how that could translate not just to Michigan, but all around the country if he does decide to run for president.
Call says DeSantis' choice of venue, like a Republican fundraiser and a conservative college, sheds light on the balance of power in Michigan as Democrats control both sides of the state capitol and the governor's office.
We see people like Bill Schuette's son and others that were involved in the event at Dow earlier. And so, the relationships that he's trying to build, endorsements he's trying to get, are things that are very important for the early primaries and caucuses.
Now, DeSantis has faced some pushback during his trip around the state. He was greeted by protesters and supporters in Midland, and groups like Progress Michigan have gone on the record bashing the conservative leader's policies. Back to you.
Thank you, Josh.